And finally,
Yep.
Look, we got a crusher.
Oh, we do have a Bryson card?
We do. We have a base.
Oh, you can't save that for me. You got to give it away, right?
Yeah, sorry, Steve. Sorry, Steve.
Hi again, everybody. Kash and Matty Talkin Golf. I'm Steve Cashel. This is Matt Smith. We'll have some fun on this podcast, new episode. We're going to do a little catch up. We'll tell you what's up in the golf world and in the area. A little story time. That's going to be about what course have I played the most in my life. I was thinking about that the other day. I want to share that with everybody. And wrap up with a little equipment talk. So, Matt, how you been?
I've been good. Good as ever. And Steve, we're going right into things here. Instagram and on our socials, we shared this, but we saw that you had a run-in with some lawn equipment, right? Some yard equipment
on the golf course.
On the golf course, nowhere but on the golf course. Ravisloe, tell us about this yard equipment on the golf course.
Yeah, I played it was just last Friday. I caught a great day, like 60, 62 degrees. Played one of my favorite places, Ravisloe Country Club in Homewood. Used to be all private for about 100 years, and it's been all public for the past maybe 20 years, and just love that place. And it's so unusual. I don't think I've ever seen this on a golf course, but we go up to the 14th green, and all of a sudden I see a wireless leaf blower sitting on the edge off the green so you can blow the leaves that were on the green. I've never seen this. What a great idea. I picked that thing up. It was powerful, and in about a minute and a half, I got all the leaves off the green for my foursome, and I said, this is a really novel and neat idea, and I had so much fun just doing it.
Fully charged?
Fully charged.
That battery was
we
ripping.
We were one of the last foursomes on the course because we got done right before dark, teed off around 12:30. But I just thought it was very unique, unusual, and what a great concept because, when you go to a green, especially these days in Illinois, right, and there's leaves kind of everywhere, a lot of courses doing a great job removing leaves, including Ravisloe, but sometimes you're in the middle of the round, your superintendent group, the workers are already, maintenance group has already gone home, there's leaves that are going to fall. So give me that nice wireless leaf blower. Let me take care of the leaves on the green. We can all putt on a fresh green, what it looks like, and a leafless green, and it was great.
We got we got some good pictures out of that. This was just the other night. You texted me those, and I openly laughed, and I was like, Steve, we got to share that. And
have you ever seen it on a course?
I haven't, no. And totally the right idea. Did you just how many leaf blowers?
I just saw one. I just saw one, and maybe because there were the most trees around that green.
It must have been.
Because we didn't have to kick leaves off of every green.
Sure.
A couple blew because it was a little breezy that day. But I think this was the green that catches the most leaves.
Yeah.
So on the back nine, but I love that place. Plus, let me add this about Ravisloe. Something I've always appreciated about this golf course. Every time I've played it this year and in years past, they paint the cups and the holes white.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Which you only see usually at private clubs, maybe, and on the professional golf tours. Very few public courses do this. I admire those that do because it's really neat. You feel like a professional and you don't see the brown. They paint the cups. It's an extra process for the golf maintenance people, but I highly recommend it, and I admire when they do it.
Ravisloe going above and beyond.
Yep.
That's fun. That's super fun. How about we catch up?
Absolutely.
Let's catch up. And this is our first, and we're proud to say it. This is our first go with some sponsors.
Yes.
With some, we're surrounded, as you can see on this on the screen here. We're surrounded by beer.
Good.
Not a bad thing to be surrounded by.
Right.
And I know we joked just before getting on today. Steve said, "Why are these 6-packs 5-packs?" Well,
I can only guess.
Someone had to taste test, and that was me. So we, our first sponsor here is Kishwaukee Brewing out of Woodstock.
Nice.
Super great people. Just celebrated their 5th year anniversary. They're doing 14 beers in total.
Wow.
14 plus. They're pushing the envelope in that. And if you stop in Woodstock, they've got 12 on draft. We'll
I
talk.
love the draft beer, by the way.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We'll talk more about Kishwaukee. We've got more to come on them, but we are in good company to be surrounded by some beer, some bottles of beer. It's nice to see someone bottling and not just canning. You see a lot of cans. I like seeing some bottles. Into catching up. Let's start off with Goat Golf on NET.
I've heard of them. I've met them.
Yeah.
And we did a feature on the Golf Scene TV show a few years ago on these guys. But for our listeners and our viewers, tell us about Goat Golf and what they're all about.
Yeah, no, they're up to some things that we'll speak to in just a moment. But Goat Golf, in a nutshell, is it's a membership. It's a community. It's a group of folks, guys and gals, and they're getting great rates at I think it's 19 or 20 courses, all public tracks. It's a one-time membership fee
in the Chicago area.
In the Chicagoland, yes. One-time membership fee gets you access to a season's worth of play at 19 or 20 public courses in the area. A lot of good tracks. Ravisloe, we just mentioned them. Thunderhawk, Glenview Park up in Glenview amongst 16 or 17 others. Why we wanted to bring them into discussion today is because their partnership. This scrolled across my my Instagram just the other day, but they will be the grand prize sponsor of the Waddle and Sylvie Christmas Parody Contest.
Love that.
Yes, on ESPN Radio. There's a relationship there that they've built with ESPN Radio. Steve, tell us a little bit, your interaction with just quick some interaction with the ESPN crew over the years. Has there been much?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when I was doing the Bulls, I did the Bulls for 24 years, 6 on TV and 18 on radio, and a good portion of that was on ESPN 1000 when I was doing the Bulls pregame, halftime, postgame shows on radio. So had a lot of interaction with Tom Waddle, Mark Silverman, their producers, and all the people there. Wonderful people, great place. We used to be where did we broadcast out? It was right a couple floors above the Channel 7 studios.
Nice.
So on State Street, and just really good people. But I love the Christmas parody that Waddle and Sylvie do. So congratulations to Goat Golf getting involved with those guys, and that's a great grand prize.
It is a great grand prize. It is yet to be, we don't have word on what precisely that grand prize is, but I've got an idea or two as to where they're going with it, and their team is going to make it worthwhile. They always do. Let's jump into the President's Cup. A quick mention: we like to, as this is the local game, the local card next September. We like to bring the President's Cup up. A recent contribution of theirs that I think is noteworthy, and it's local in Elk Grove. The President's Cup has recently put down $50,000. Not a small chunk of change on something known as Operation Warm. So what they're doing is they're giving 290 students coats, shoes, winter gear. Yeah, for an elementary school, Admiral Byrd Elementary in Elk Grove Village. We like to call out good acts, and we're seeing the President's Cup delivering on that.
Well, I love it because President's Cup will be here at Medina 3, September 2026, and all of a sudden reaching the community with things like this,
Yes.
Donate back, I love to see the game of golf grow, and if this is what it takes by donating some pieces and getting some mentions and doing good things from the President's Cup, all about it, but especially during our Chicago winters, if you can clothe and keep warm some students, any people, that need that.
Yeah, already.
I admire
already
that.
Important.
And absolutely. So hats off to the President's Cup. We can't wait for it. As Matt said, it's going to be our big event next year because I don't know if we're going to get the Live, which leads us to our next topic because the Live was at Bolingbrook Golf Club each of the past 2 years. Before that, it was at Rich Harvest Farms. And I've talked with some of the people at Bolingbrook. They're not sure. The word on the street was that another city, and I want to say maybe Louisville, had a big-time sponsor. They paid Liv $7 million to take that date away from the Chicago market. So I don't know. I think Liv loved Bolingbrook. I know the fans in Chicago loved having Liv at Bolingbrook and also at Rich Harvest. It was a huge turnout. I think the players loved coming here. but we don't know yet. And last I heard from the Bolingbrook people, it's a wait and see. I'm
up in the air
hoping that
yet,
we don't lose the tournament, but it could be, again, besides the Corn Ferry Tour, which usually comes to Glen Club, like end of May or end of June. All we have is the President's Cup. And again, I keep going back. Remember, it seemed like just 10, 15 years ago, we had a PGA Tour event, always the BMW Championship, the old Western Open. We had a seniors event, the Champions Tour. We had an LPGA event, and we had a Corn Ferry event. And now it seems like we hardly get anything in Chicago. Chicago deserves so much more, in my opinion.
Well, you know what? Maybe it's a time for Steve Cashel to, have you hosted any small, even like a friend event?
I have.
I could see it. I could see Steve. Hey, for all of our listeners, I want comments. I want mentions. Tap Steve's shoulder here and say, you know what, Steve, you've been talking about it. How about we put out a Steve Cashel, the first annual invitational in 2026, and it may not be the President's Cup, but it would be memorable.
Yeah, you know what? Back when I was doing the Bulls on Sports Channel, I did it with, God rest his soul, Norm Van Leer, who's going into the Ring of Honor this year for the Chicago Bulls. One of my idols growing up. I had a great chance to work with Norm. He was in my wedding as a groomsman. We became best friends, still talk to his wife and daughters. And Norm and I did a Norman Cash, like we're doing Kash and Matty podcast. It was a Norman Cash event that we did for a couple of years, and we got some sponsors and had a great time with it, and we donated some money, and so it was a great time. This was back in the mid-90s, I remember. So there was a tournament.
Well, we're
with
in
our names on
2025.
it.
2026 is not far.
It's all about money. It's all about sponsors.
Hey, you never know. So if we get enough reshare, would you comment? Maybe. While we're on the live topic, you sent me an email. Steve loves to send me these emails with little articles topics, and thoughts, and normally it's a quick delete, but I opened up this one, and on live, the final little thing that we've seen from live recently is the expansion into playing 72 holes. That's the plan going forward for live. No longer are they playing 54. They're expanding that, and that's why we wanted to try something different. As we're talking about live on this show here today,
okay.
Steve gave me the yes.
Well, one comment about the 72 holes. I think it's good because they're trying to get to a World Cup or World
rankings.
World rankings. And I think it's smart, although the players so far haven't really bought into it. I think Bryson doesn't mind guys like that. Maybe Rahm, they see the importance. But I know Terrell Hatton, who is a very outspoken person, go, whoa, we voted on this last year or the year before, and it was like, 54-2 against going to 72 holes. One of the reasons, besides the money that these guys joined the LIV Tour, was because more time with their families. They could get to the city they're playing in a day later than the PGA Tour, and they were only playing on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So all of a sudden now they're playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I think it should be this way. I hope they get rid of the shorts as well. I'm not into the shorts except for practice rounds, but that's the second thing. But this is a big move for LIV, so I'm interested to see how it goes, and I think 72 holes is the way to go.
Well, that's what they're jumping into it, and this is not a wait and see. This is happening.
Right. So you've got cards. You're a card guy, right?
I do.
Why are you a card guy? And I love it. You've given me some cards, and I got them in my desk drawer because I think they're kind of interesting.
Yeah. So. We got some products, some wax, they call it in the business. This is wax.
Call it what?
Wax.
Wax?
Wax packs.
All right. So WAX?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
So Steve asked
me. Is there bubble gum in there?
No longer is there bubble gum, but there was bubble gum.
Growing up here, we're doing this show in Park Ridge, Illinois, where I grew up, and used to run over to the Ben Franklin store, the old 5 and dime store, as they call it. You can't get anything for the 5 and dime anymore. But you used to get obviously the baseball cards with a little piece of gum. Oh, yeah. Love that gum. If it wasn't too old, we still chewed it.
Well, we're not going to find any gum in here. And speaking of sponsors, or going back to the sponsors, this was as no-brainer of a decision as I had as it came to this show for sponsorship. Yeah, the beer was an easy one as well. But Mark's Card Shop out of Downers Grove.
Okay.
become a good friend with Mark and his team down there. They're just off downtown, and they're doing some super cool stuff. They're so good with the community, so good with the kids. And I reached out to Mark. Mark had seen what we've been doing with the pod here, with the show, and he wanted to get involved. So this was last week. I scooted down to his shop, and Mark, here, I'm going to give a quick
That's
quick
a really cool box, by the way. And I was like, what, can't you just buy these packs?
You can buy single
You can buy them,
packs,
but I love this box.
This is the hobby box. So Mark shared some of a box, a pretty, there's 8 cards per pack. We've got 6 packs per box. I've got my hands on 4 packs right here. So what we're going to do today, I've already started opening. We're going to do 1 pack. Okay. This is Live Golf, right? This is all Live
You're going
players.
to open 1 pack.
Yeah, and what we're going to do is out of those 8 cards, we're going to give every one of the cards away.
Okay.
We could be talking about a rare gold shimmer. This is, me knowing my cards, a gold shimmer of Bryson.
Is that what they call it, gold shimmer?
Yeah, that's something, or a gold prism, or we could be talking about a rare autograph of Phil or John Rahm. Nice. And if you get the rare stuff, I told you this, Steve, the right stuff, we're talking thousands of dollars could be in this pack, and we're going to give away all 8 of these cards.
How do you win?
You just you open up the cards.
No, how do our listeners?
That is
who are we giving them away to?
We're rolling this out on Instagram. We're going to do a card at a time on our stories, and we'll figure that one out.
All right. Well, let's see.
We're going to be giving them away.
What kind of cards we have?
First card, we've got a Dominance in Ian Poulter.
Ian Poulter. I love the
Poulter, a base card of Ian Poulter.
Killed us at Medina.
Second card. Here we go.
Ryder Cup
we've got a what do we call this? Yes, a Prism Silver of Carlos Ortiz.
What makes it Prism?
It's just the shimmer, the extra shine to it. So
not on Poulter shimmer.
Not on Poulter, but Ortiz is a Prism.
Okay.
Of Carlos Ortiz.
Yeah, good player.
Okay. Card number 3. Oh, we've got an autograph.
Oh my goodness.
We've got an autograph of Sam Horsfield.
Okay.
All right. It's not John Rahm.
I think he's a Bettinardi guy. Wasn't he a Bettinardi guy, Sam Horsfield?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
He might have been.
All right.
But we got ink. See that? We got some ink of Horsfield on the Majestics, so that's fun.
So that's obviously worth more because it has the autograph.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
All right. Is this a piece of gum? No, it's a card. All right. Our next card is Louis Oosthuizen.
Louis Oosthuizen.
There you go, a stinger.
Yes,
we got a base of Louis, so someone's going to get some Louis.
If you ever want to watch a balanced golf swing, look at Louis Oosthuizen. Every time he swings the golf club, I love his balance.
Incredible.
It is just effortless. He's got perfect weight shift. I always think about that whenever I see Louis Oosthuizen
and just
swinging the golf club.
Effortless. And I go back to the Masters from a few years back. He holed out for a 2 on number 2, the par 5.
Yep, double eagle.
Oh, just hitting
Albatross.
the wood, and it was just like it looked effortless.
Absolutely.
We've got, it looks like 2 more cards in here. This could be something. Okay, maybe not.
Looks like the old baseball cards where they have 4 guys.
Tell them about this one real quick.
I can't see it, but
how about now? How about now, Steve?
I can put my glasses on.
The Range Goats.
Range Goats.
It's a team card of all the Range Goats.
I'm not a huge team guy with Liv. I don't like the
shorts.
Team
he doesn't
concept,
like
but
teams.
who are the 4 players?
Yeah.
Do they list them or no?
Oh, yeah, they do. We got Matt Wolff. We got Bubba Watson. We got Ben Campbell and Peter Uihlein.
Okay.
Yep. And we have 2 more.
All right.
2 more. A base of Frederick Ketterup.
Okay. Not
Part of my pronunciation, but he's a clique. That is Team Cliques.
All
and Steve, why don't you reveal the last 2? There's more in this pack than I could have imagined. What else we got?
Right? Who do we got here? Is that Ben Campbell?
It says Ben Campbell. It's a rookie card, his first year.
All right, let's see if he ever does anything.
The goat, the Range Goat. And finally, look, we got a Crusher.
Oh, we do have a Bryson card?
We do. We have a base.
Oh, you can't save that for me. You got to give it away, right?
Yeah, sorry, Steve. Sorry, Steve.
That's all right.
We pay you the big bucks to sit in this chair.
I'm a big Bryson fan, and he has the most beautiful autograph. Oh, my goodness.
Well, let's
hand it to Bryson instead of just writing your initials and a number or something, as a lot of people do.
You want to know what's fun? We've got more packs, not today,
Yep.
but we will hunt for the Bryson autographs.
That's good looking stuff. You know that?
This is your first time looking at cards
In
besides
a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're come a long way since the 60s and 70s baseball
A little more shiny, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely.
So Mark's Card Shop, thank you for that. That's pack 1. We'll be giving away all of those. Sorry, Steve. Sam Horsfield is not yours.
Okay,
we'll give
no
away
problem.
the autograph as well.
That's great, though. I love the autograph that was in that pack, and I love the idea of even though I'm not into the team stuff with Liv, but having a Bryson card. That's really cool.
That was my first live. They call that a break when you're opening up product like on a show. That was my first break.
Was it?
So,
okay,
you know,
I'm learning all kinds of
comment,
new concepts
give me
here.
some feedback. We're working on it. It's our first break. We got to get Steve some readers on.
I've got my readers here. Try not to put
readers.
them on. New World Matt Smith here, teaching me all the stuff about the terminology and what you how we relate to the new game cards.
Heck yeah,
love it.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah, a few more things on catch up. We like to talk about where we've played of late, and I have not been outdoors in some time. It's been a few weeks since I've played some outdoor golf, but I was, and this is a regular occurrence weekly now. I'm getting out to we've talked about them on the show. Love them. They're in Mount Prospect, the Golf Factory.
Yes.
Simulator.
Absolutely.
Yeah, one of our favorite spots. We've known Brian for some time.
Brian Hilko is the owner. Just a great guy. Absolutely great guy. He loves golf. He's not one of these guys that just is an owner of a place.
He's a golf nut.
He loves to talk golf. He's got really creative merchandise. He does it right. He's got great technology in his place. We did a feature out there for the Golf Scene TV show a few years ago, and the first day I met him, I said, this guy is a golf guy and a guy that when you go into a place like that, you want to meet and get to know, and he'll appreciate you coming
all-time
in.
owner when it comes to golf, and has been in the space for a while. And what I'm loving that they're doing right now, they've got 2 Golden Tee games. And my daughter Lily and I, we're making it a thing on Wednesdays.
Okay.
Where we're going over there and we're playing some Golden Tee. Initially, I thought we'd get there and she and I would be putting because they have a pretty unique, fun little putting green at the Golf Factory. Lily hits a couple putts, and before long, we're just spinning the ball and playing Golden Tee.
Nice.
And Lily loves that. So
Take your daughter.
Oh, it's a good time.
Take your son. Take your daughter.
Yeah, the family environment, and when Lily is waking up, and seriously, she's waking up and asking me to go to the Golf Factory.
Really?
She is.
That's good stuff.
So it's good stuff. Steve, tell us. I know we alluded to it with your leaf blower, but any more to say? Just a brief ad on Ravisloe. You were out there just last week. Any other ads?
Yeah, I love it. It's an old Donald Ross course. Again, the course, I think the course was built in 1901 originally. And again, used to be an all-private country club. There's stories of, and I remember Michael Jordan always enjoyed Ravisloe. He used to play out there when it was all private. And I remember a member who was the Bulls and White Sox team ophthalmologist, Dr. David Orth, a good friend of mine. He one time during the Western Open brought out Freddie Couples and Davis Love. He told me,
yeah.
And he said these guys loved it. It's not a real long course. You can play the tips, 6,400 yards or so. But, guys like that just came out and just loved it. So you think about Jordan playing there, and Davis loved the third, and Freddie Couples loving Ravisloe back in the day. And it's even better now because they redid some of the bunkering, but some of the greens, like the 16th green is my favorite. It's perfectly round, old Donald Ross, just like Pinehurst 2 that Donald Ross did.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect little saucer. The greens are small, but they have the character going back 120 years, which I love. It's wooded in some parts. The fairways are still kind of wide. Some long par threes, one of them over water. So it's really a fun place and a beautiful old-fashioned stucco clubhouse. They do a ton of weddings out there. Great place to go have a drink after the round. But always been a big fan of Ravisloe, so I highly recommend it.
And part of going down to Ravisloe for me is going across the tracks and going to Aurelio's.
Yes.
For a little bit of pizza, that thin
Aurelio's
crust. It is tasty.
It is.
I was down there not long ago, and hard to beat. Hard to beat that pizza.
And that area, all right? You also have Calumet Country Club. which is going through some times right now. That's an old Donald Ross course. You got Olympia Fields down the street, Flossmoor Country Club, some great golf in that southern area. Idlewild is right there. That's also a private club, a spectacular golf course, and really good people there. I know a lot of members there and the GM. Some great golf in those southern suburbs, so highly recommend it here in the Chicago area.
You and I are due for some trips down there and then out on the southwest side and just continuing to
so much great golf in Chicago. I wish our season was longer, but take advantage of all these different public courses. If you get invited to go play a private course, whether it's by a member or maybe in a charity event, take advantage of it. And you're also exploring to Michigan these days. You go all over the place.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hit some of those courses you talked about that we've talked about off the air. That's great.
That's next year's agenda as well, for sure.
What's up?
This is what's coming up in the Chicagoland in golf. One of our spots that we both love is Twin Orchard Country Club.
Yes.
Up in Long Grove. And this is an event that, Steve, you've made it out to your fair share of times. And I was out at last year. They have an annual PGA Professional year-end golf sale.
Yes.
That's coming up on November 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So right around the corner. My first time out at this sale last year, and I'll tell you this, when you pull in, first off, to Twin Orchard, what a drive-in.
It's like Medina.
What a drive-in. And then when you park, you go into the main entrance, and to your left is this enormous ballroom.
Yep.
And being my first time out there last year, I didn't know if we'd have a few tables to shop or, really had no clue. Yeah. First time around, and I was so impressed with who was out there moving merchandise, not just polos, but shoes, rangefinders. There were a few, and I'm forgetting the brand, but those really nice belts with the stitching. It's not Holderness, it might be Holderness, but some of these just nice belts. There were clubs where you could find a deal, so you don't have to wait until the golf show, which is a great event in its own right, the Chicago Golf Show. But this is a chance to pick up some really nice discounted merch from some of the sweetest country clubs in the area. Steve?
Well, let me tell you what's unique about that, because usually these private clubs will have a sale, but only for their members. There's so many private clubs, most all of them, that you can't get into unless you know a member or go into the golf shop.
Totally.
And in the winter, they're usually closed. So this is very unique that the head pro at Twin Orchard Country Club in Long Grove, Andy Schumann, he owns the shop, and he's got incredible merchandise. I mean, you walk into the golf shop, and it's the Peter Millar and the best of the best. Really great brands and golf clubs and everything else, and hats and you name it. And they open this to the public, so he takes everything. He says, "This is what we didn't sell this year, okay, or I had extra of," and it's believe me, it's still good stuff. It's he always like over orders, so it's not like you're getting the bad of
they brought out they bring out good
my
good
goodness
stuff, yeah.
And so like Matt said, you've got this ballroom, and you can come in as a member of the public and go and shop, and there's great discounts. And Stacy Larson, who is Andy's right-hand person, does a great job. She kind of is the one that purchases everything, the purchasing manager, and together they do a great job. And a great opportunity for the public golfer. Okay, you want to go shop for Christmas, you want to go shop for yourself, end-of-season deals, go to Twin Orchard Country Club. Again, what are the dates, Matt?
Yeah, quick reminder, that's November 20th, 21st, and 22nd.
Yep.
Yeah, those are going to be some good dates if you're looking for some deals and quality deals, right? Quality stuff. What's up? Oh, Steve, I'll lead in. Swing Loose. Our friends at Swing Loose out in Hoffman Estates.
Yes, tell me about them. I haven't been there yet, but I'm hearing a lot about them. I've been to the building that they're in, and you know how much I love that building.
What a building in Bellworks. So one of our sponsors here, Swing Loose. We see you. We see what you're doing. I've been in now. Steve just mentioned Bellworks. They're in a great building just north of 90, right off of Roselle. We were talking to Pete on their team the other day, and he says, "Hey, it's between the landmarks of medieval times," and he called out another landmark. We'll call it just west of. But yeah, picture medieval times. You go another mile west, and you're at the Bellworks building. So Swing Loose. I mentioned them on our last episode, but for those who haven't tuned in, 6 bays, simulator, all TrackMan, so the best stuff that you can have in commercial. They're picking up their liquor license soon.
Right.
And they just have an awesome, intimate space that's worth exploring if you're in the Schaumburg, Hoffman area. What we saw on their website, and we want to give them recognition because this is a deal. They've got $99 right now per month for new members, no initiation fee. Okay, so
that's the membership fee for the month,
Yep.
$99. That's pretty good really good because these are beautiful, brand new indoor hitting bays with the simulators and TrackMan, as you mentioned.
Yep.
And it's a unique place. And as I said, a beautiful building. Parking's real easy. It's not real busy out there. You go and you walk into this building there. They got a little coffee shop right there, and you can buy snacks and stuff. And then you go up. Is it on the first floor or is it upstairs?
Yeah, it's on one.
Oh, good.
It's on one.
Good, because I think it's a 2-story building from what I remember. I used to have a client up there, and I always walked in saying, this is a beautiful building, the old Bell Works, right?
Yeah, good for Swing Loose. This is their second location.
The other one's
originated
in New
New Jersey.
Right?
Both Bell Works, so they've got a partnership with the ownership team there, but they're doing it right. We've got a trip, you and I, before long to get out there and hit some balls.
Right.
To get some play in.
Absolutely.
So that'll be fun. Final thing to note. Final thing as to what's coming up here. Family fun. Look out. Dad over here with a Lily, and Steve's a dad. Steve's got 2. Would your boys enjoy a breakfast with Santa, Steve, on December 6th? At Poplar Creek?
They're too old for that, but it takes me back, man. I remember the first one. So I've got 2 boys, Corey and Troy. Corey's 21 now. Troy's 18. They're both playing college sports, which I'm proud of. But we took Corey for that first time to go see Santa, my wife Cindy and I. It was a disaster. I mean, he did not want to walk in. He was frightened, and it's so funny because he's such a social kid. He loves the parties and I don't mean these days, back when he was growing up and everything, but it was just frightening.
It's
and
overwhelming
to him. But
yeah,
I want to ask you,
real Santa. It's overwhelming.
How old is your daughter?
She'll be 4 in March.
Has she gone yet?
She has, and
Okay.
equally the most fun-loving, social little girl, right?
Yeah.
But first go around with Santa wasn't great.
Yeah.
So
who is this big masked man, so to speak?
Very
with the beard
excited.
and the
Very excited about Santa, and when Frosty's on the TV or if Santa's on, but you meet Santa in a room or he's doing breakfast at Bridges of Poplar Creek. But I do believe they're going to be doing a fun event out there. I saw Rob Roy in Mount Prospect Heights. They've got one coming up as well for the breakfast with Santa. But fun that the some of these public courses are doing some events in the off season that bring people out. So Troy and Corey. I see you following our content, so maybe surprise your dad and come on out to a Santa breakfast.
Those days are
Seems
over.
like that's not happening.
Those days are over, but I do remember them. And if you got young kids, take advantage of it. But I think our key with what the show we're doing here is that these golf courses host some of these events, and I think it's great. So take advantage of going out there and, stop in the pro shop, make a little purchase, but take your kids out and have some fun with the Christmas theme.
Oh, yeah. 'Tis the season for all that. Story time. And this is presented by our sponsor that we have had a good relationship with for a few years now, JC Aikenhead out of Carroll Stream, our guy with Specialized Golf Performance. Give JC a little shout, little love from a few years back, what you remember spending some time with him.
Yeah, well, he's great. And I think you went through the exercise. We were shooting a segment for the Golf Scene TV show, and really impressed with this guy. I mean, because I have my so-called limitations on the golf course as far as, I had shoulder surgery 5 years ago. My back has been pretty good, but you still get stiff every now and then. The body gets stiff in some of the cold weather. By you get to that 17th, 18th hole, you start taking an extra club, right? JC can get you through some of these problems, right? Some of these issues, and he looks at your golf swing, and he's so into it, and it's so great. I see him on social media all the time, and I was very impressed with what he told us and his philosophy. And I know you went through some of the drills.
Right.
He'll take your body, and it doesn't one size fits all, right? What's your limitation on the golf course? Let's work on that.
Yep.
Well, I could go to him and say, you know what, my shoulder just aching by the end of the 16th, 17th hole.
These days, his page, it's a lot of shoulder, it's a lot of hip mobility.
Yep.
The amount of times our friend JC talks about thoracic mobility. I need to get back into. I need to Google that once more to relearn what thoracic mobility is. But JC has it figured out. He's just doing good for a lot of golfers in the area, no matter your age.
It's unique. It really
no
is.
matter your age.
It's specialized with golfers, and he's so into it, and which is great. It's not,
good guy.
just,
good guy to know.
Yeah.
So we're thankful. Thank you, JC, for jumping on with us. Story time, Steve. You teed us up on it. You wanted to talk about where you've played the most golf in the Chicagoland over the years. So give us a few minutes on that.
Yeah, 2 courses jumped to mind, but the number one that stands out, Seven Bridges Golf Club. I used to live right across the street. Our first house, my wife and I, was in Woodridge, and right across from the old Clara. So I was literally 3 minutes to the parking lot at Seven Bridges Golf Club in Woodridge, and got to know the director of golf there and the superintendent. Superintendent Don Ferrari is now the general manager. So you talk about, taking that, right, as being a superintendent, right, and now into the GM. He's overlooking the golf course and the superintendent's role and everything to the 10th degree, which is just fantastic. So I always loved Seven Bridges Golf Club. That was my place. And when I think about it, how many times I played there, because when I was doing the Bulls back in the day in the 90s, I had a lot of the summers off. The Sports Channel was full-time, and then it became radio. And so I think I played out there 2-3 times a week and just loved Seven Bridges. So when I think about the golf course, that was the topic for this, what golf course in the Chicago area or anywhere in the world have I played more rounds? It has to be Seven Bridges. I also worked at Kemper Lakes for 6 years as director of membership from 2007 to 2013, and my job was to handle the promissory notes, and I did over $4 million of sales and memberships, but it was to take prospective members on the golf course. So thinking about that, when I was there 6 years, how many rounds did I play?
I want that job.
April.
Sorry,
It
I
was
want
fun.
that job wherever. Hire me.
It was fun, and it was different. It wasn't like being out there with my buddies. You're with a person that you probably have never met before, and you're trying to sell them on the course, and mind your P's and Q's and still play, but really talk business. So you still get to play the golf course, which was great. It was different, but I loved it, and because I love golf, and I think that came through with these members and able to sell Kemper Lakes.
Right on.
But when I think about maybe I played that place 100 times in 6 years, is an interesting thought. Have you thought about the place you've played the most golf of your life? Is there one course that jumps out more than others?
Mine's Mount Prospect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just having grown up in Arlington Heights and in junior golf just coming up, we spent a lot of our time at it. I mean, real early, it was Nickel Knoll, the little par 3, Walter Payton's Hill, real neat spot. Love it to this day because it's fun. Then played a lot of golf at Arlington Lakes. And then as we're approaching high school and me going to Prospect High School in Mount Prospect to make the team and to play for the high school, you had to figure out Mount Prospect. So that's what we did. And I'm glad you mentioned this. This is fun to look back on. Back then, and I believe they still have a program similar to this, but we would have a summer pass. And it was 100 rounds, 9-hole rounds, if not 150. But it was a lot of golf that you could play at such a good price.
That's nice.
They're doing some nice programs these days for discounted golf for juniors, so we love that. But Mount Prospect had a program, so no questions asked. Between those summers of play, add up all the practices in high school at Mount Prospect, and now living just a few blocks away from the course and getting beaten up regularly by that place, you would think, and I'm going to turn it back to you for a moment, you would think that the place that you play the most, you probably should play some of your best golf. and it's not just because of the challenging greens at Mount Prospect, but there are a few shots out there, notably number 17, something about that second shot on the par 5, 17th at Mount Prospect. I need to take a bucket or two of balls out there and just get over, exercise those demons. Because that par 5, it should not be that tough. Or number 16, I've started to play it better. It's a par 3, and you've got the creek all along the right.
Right.
It plays anywhere from 190 to 215.
Oh, too long for a par 3.
Yeah, and you can't miss right, but then if you miss left, you're in some trees, and the green is out of control with 3 different levels. So yeah, you would think you'd play and shoot some of your best scores. Steve, have you played good golf out at? Have you played some good golf at Seven Bridges? Or
yeah, it's tough. I think it's beautiful. It can be tight on one of the 9s, but it's a great place. And when you play it over and over, you don't take driver on every hole. You don't need to, but you gotta a little bit of target golf, and you got to keep it straight. Beautiful par 3s, some really challenging holes, some really unique holes where you lay up to on par 5s at certain spots. So it's I like it a lot. Do I play great out there? You can score, but if you have a bad day, if your shot's going a little bit wayward, you're going to get in some trouble.
Yeah.
So people ask me all the time, where do you play? They all think I'm a member of a private club. I've never been a member at a private club, so I play everywhere. Public golf in Chicago. Get invited to a number of
Mr. Public right here.
Yeah,
Yep.
Get
Same.
invited to a number of private courses. Play a lot of charity events, but I do play everywhere because I think the public golf in Chicago is so good. So I enjoy going out to all these different courses.
And what's fun is you get to go into those suburbs. I love Lisle. We'll talk about that on another episode, but there's a lot to do when you go to these public courses in the area. So Lisle's great. Shout out to a great little town city out there. Equipment. Let's got
to wrap it up.
We're on
soon.
time. We're almost on time. So let's talk equipment. And I think we've got a fun thing to get into today. But beforehand, we're giving Kishwaukee a little more love.
Okay.
This beer to our sides. We wanted to call out one in particular. Steve, to your right, will you pull out one of the Birdie Blondes?
The Birdie. Yep.
Yeah,
That's
Steve.
up my alley.
Yeah, when we were initially in chats with Kishwaukee and getting them involved, they told us, you know what? We've got a beer, Steve, look at this, that's got a little bird on it.
Okay.
With a golf ball that's looking down
like
at.
the
And they
golf
said,
theme.
you know what? Who on your team, would this be a Steve beer or a Matty beer? Steve jumped right in. Why would this be a Steve beer? A Birdie Blonde.
Yeah, I'm not a big Guinness dark beer, heavy Sam Adams type guy. So I'm more of a light beer, and I think that's maybe with my age. You gotta watch it. But I can't wait to try this thing. And I love the golf theme with the Birdie beer, but it just looks lighter, both in color, and maybe in calories.
Well, it is
and alcohol.
It is, yeah. So speaking of that, it's 5%. And this is their crushable German Helles Lager.
Nice.
And then in parentheses, I love this, Dan, who's become a friend, Dan and Kara out there, golf course approved in parentheses
Love
to me,
it.
golf course approved. And I love their line. They say, "We love beer so much you can taste it."
Good.
So, anyways, I've started
wait
to
to
taste.
taste it.
I've started to taste some of their beer.
I
and,
can tell you brought 5-packs.
Yep.
What should be 6-packs?
You can't drop off that much beer with me and not expect a 5 to turn into or a 6 to turn into a 5, 4, 3, or 2, or 1. So anyways, good there. Equipment, what we want to talk about would be high top golf shoes. A short chat on, I bring this up because recently being out at the Golf Factory, seeing what Brian Hilko was wearing over there, he's got on what's known as the OG3s, a new model from True Linkswear.
Okay.
Higher top, white shoes, super clean. They looked all right on Brian. That's me poking fun at you there, Brian. They looked all right on him. Steve, what's your take on high top golf shoes?
I don't know. I'm a big Air Jordan fan, having covered Michael Jordan all his career. But that's when I think of high tops, right? Although I know FootJoy at one time made kind of a high top for the sloppy days out there, kind of a waterproof golf shoe, which I like, and I think Nike did as well, which I like the idea of. If you're going to go out there and it's going to be wet, okay,
Yeah.
and you're playing in the rain a little bit, I would be attracted to a golf shoe like that, but I'm more of a traditional guy. But I do like comfortable golf shoes. I'm a little picky about my golf shoes. I like a golf shoe that feels like a slipper, okay, and has a
comfort's
little
key.
wider.
Comfort's a big deal.
Yeah, it has a little wider toe box. But I could see it. I think golf manufacturers, shoe companies have flirted with this in the past, right? Let's bring out a high top because let's face it, everyone's into the shoes these days, right? Especially the young people, right? They might wear high tops, and I see more people wearing like Air Jordan shoes on the golf course, and they've done a really good job. Tiger's got a great shoe out right now with TaylorMade, but more in the traditional fashion. So would I wear it? Yes, maybe if it was waterproof or Gore-Tex, and I could wear it during the rainy days if I play. But other than that, I'd have to see it. And everyone loves style. What does it look like? Not that anyone really sees you on the golf course. I always laugh because
it's
besides
mostly an
it's a personal thing.
thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
You go to the golf course. I take my clubs out of my car. I drop them off at the bag drop. I get with my 3 buddies to play. Usually don't see anybody, even at the halfway house, maybe after the round, maybe before the round in the golf shop, but no one knows what your bag looks like. No, it's all a pretty personal thing, all right?
Yeah.
Charity events may be a little different because, you're around more people and you're all teeing off at the same time, so they see the bag, they see what you're wearing, they see the shoes. You want to be presentable, and I do enjoy and I love golf apparel and golf wear and golf shoes. But, when you're playing your regular round, which is the majority of the time, it's all about a personal, do you want to dress up? Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's great.
And on the high tops, I'd wear them.
You're young enough.
I'd wear them. And like right now, I've got 6 pairs of golf shoes in rotation.
More than I do.
Yeah. I might have trouble getting rid of pairs, 6 or 7. Maybe the bottom pair or 2 are a bit worn and perhaps ready to go. But none of the pairs right now are high tops. But would I add them in for those days, or if I'm, for a particular look, or just if they're that comfortable? What I saw on Brian's feet, the OG3s by True Linkswear, absolutely. I thought they looked great, and I'm into that.
I have seen a picture of them. They are sharp.
Super sharp, yeah. The white model he had on, I've seen him in all black. I'd be surprised when we're down in Orlando, when we're down at the PGA show, we're going to be seeing, I'd imagine, a variety of vendors doing shoes like that.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Probably. All it takes is one. It's almost like if you're seeing one golf company come out with something successful, they're all going to follow.
Yeah,
so
that's how it's going to be. Steve, would you take us home?
Yep, absolutely. Many thanks to Laird Crawford. We're here at the Ian Ryan Interactive Studios in Park Ridge. Will Ojeda, Chris Puner also helping with our show. On behalf of Matt Smith, I'm Steve Cashel. Thanks for watching and listening to our Kash and Matty Talkin' Golf podcast.
Cheers.